And as always, we are back, Half Hour Henshin. I am one of your hosts, Sleepy Witch, joined by,
DJ Azure, the 2.5D here talking tuber.
and we are
And
here on episode 87.
and unlike Ranger Reject, we don't get canceled by golf.
Dude, that is still fantastic. I love that they just committed to the bit. The funniest thing is seeing people who know that it's a Power Rangers thing, know that it's a Tokusatsu thing, but don't know about the being canceled over golfing. So everyone's like, "What? Why is it? Why?"
Yeah, I mean, like it's crazy the fact that it airs at what is it, 9:30 in the morning on a Sunday, and I'm like that's literally when they air superhero time because it's 9 to 10 a.m. in
Yep.
Japan, and I'm like, wow, Ranger Rejects right there.
Yeah, which I get it. That's cool for the bit. There's a lot of I don't know, I haven't seen the anime. I've read the manga. There's a lot of really graphic violence in that.
Oh yeah, there is.
So it's well, it's a different channel, you know.
Yeah, oh man, I'm trying to remember what someone said, but like someone said, don't compare it to The Boys. Like it's The Boys meets something else, and I'm like, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I think I saw that tweet. I just think it's really funny because could you imagine a dad who oh, he's watched Super Sentai, he knows what that is, and it's like, oh, there's a Super Sentai anime I want to watch, Dad, do you mind? And it's like, yeah, sure. And then it cuts to one of the episodes of someone getting brutally murdered on screen. It's like, oh, wait a minute.
Yep.
Okay, but going lighthearted. Oh my god, time for more Legend.
Oh man. So I'm just gonna get straight to what I was sad about, and I think you know what I'm about to say about I was sad about. That we didn't have a form rush for Heisei Phase 2.
Yeah, the form rush should have been really cool. I also am a little disappointed. Again, I'm a big build fan, So seeing Build Genius, fantastic. Seeing Build Genius only to fight basically the random bots and stuff was
I'm still laughing. No, honestly, it's even funnier to me because so it is completely on brand, but it is funny that just like in Build Show, it only used Diamond.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Genius can use any of the bottles. Only uses Gorilla Diamond.
Gorilla Mond is all we need.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's so funny.
Yeah.
So funny that I mean, I get that it's probably the only effects that they actually had on hand because they didn't use any other effects in build. But it's just really funny to think about how they use Diamond,
Gorilla
and I'm
Mond,
like,
yeah.
I mean, but it's Hyoya. Hyoya. I keep Kaguya. Yeah, it's Kaguya. It makes sense for him to do that, but. Oh man, we're just gonna jump around this episode. I feel because it was a lot of fighting.
It is really cool seeing how far we've come, effects wise and stuff. Though, going back to the fact that going back to Build, people were saying about how when we were watching Geats, where it's oh yeah, look, he could only do the comic ninja. We could only get that fight twice because they had to use so much effect for the teleporting and stuff. And then we got the ninja tycoon fight where he's TPing all over the place, and it is cool to see how much far that has gone.
Yeah. Oh man. Also, this episode where Kaguya is just jealous and bitter because
Hotaru
doesn't remember him.
That's
so
really
funny.
Cute, especially because it's oh, you're his one friend. And it's Butler, you're right there. It's I'm just Butler. Don't worry about me.
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny. Yeah. I love that, Kaguya's whole vibe, I can't imagine actually being really popular. So it's just really funny seeing, everyone obsessing over him.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that he just shows up to fucking class.
Yeah, it's he shows up and teaches them how to say, what did the teacher say? Something about gorgeousness?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh man. But we see the main dude of 100 get a new one. He gets the Arc 1 driver. And unfortunately, I'd probably say one kind of issue with this episode. I mean, unlike the other ones, which kind of have a lot of it's you could kind of tell that they are powerful. Yeah, unlike the last episode, we could kind of tell that the Dark Riders were powerful. They don't really they tell you a little bit, but the scale that, like, when you see the Arc 1 driver, it should actually set off alarm bells, because that thing is broken. That thing is absolutely broken because it is an advanced AI. So that's the reason why he said, "Oh yeah, I really learned how to fight you." And it was like it's actually kind of scary when you see Arc 1.
Yeah, yeah. They tell you enough that you get the gist that it's like learning from him.
Mhm.
Uh, I love that when Kaguya showed up in the classroom too, they like set up like the chalkboard with everything drawn with him.
Yeah.
All the like beautiful scenery. That was super
Yeah.
cute. But
Yeah.
just going through, because I have to mention my like favorite boy. I love that he like confuses Kaijiki for Butler, but I love
Mhm.
that Hotaru like takes him out of the room and Kaijiki's like, he smells nice.
Yeah. Also,
Bisexual icon Kaijiki.
yep. Also, the other surprising thing as well too is that, somehow, despite, all the news, all like the massive crowd of people that, like, witnessed the fight, Kajiki doesn't remember. He just says that the Kamen Rider is a urban legend, and it's
Yep.
actually kind of shocking that they actually were able to do, like, a mass thing like that.
Yeah, yeah. That's one of the things where it's like, cool, I guess we're just assuming they did it, you know.
Hmm.
I love that Kaguya just tries to transform in for the television cameras. That is
Yeah,
really funny.
yeah, he's just trying. And after that, Kaguya forcing Hotaru to transform himself.
Oh, I
Uh,
love that. That is
yeah.
so funny. Just like puts the cards in the belt and like does it for you. I think whenever they do that, I always find it really funny. I find it really funny in the yokai episode where they made him transform into the regular form as well.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. And after that, we do, see, like, it's like Hotaro's like just a nice boy. Like, it's like he's like, oh, it's like Kaguya's like, it's like, okay, I understand that you're sad that I didn't remember you, but can you also not use my friends as tools?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Man, seeing the suits fight though, like this is mostly like we've talked about all the really important stuff. It's they're setting up their relationship. He's trying to be like you're his only friend because he's Kaguya, and everything else is just like we are fighting. Um, I do like seeing the Arc One suit. I still haven't seen like 01, so I'm just taking what I've got for context. But I do love seeing that it's like this full like black suit that then like turns to like the white mode once it's like complete and analyzed.
Hmm.
Uh, it's a cool vibe. I'd love seeing him go Decade because it honestly feels like redundant. Like, okay, buddy.
Yeah, like it's always so funny whenever I see him do that. Like, just like what? Yeah, yeah. And not only that, it's decade complete too, which is even funnier. Because considering that it's I wouldn't say it's a downgrade, but it's like just really funny that he goes from having a regal ring headdress, or of cards, to just having the chest across. Like,
Also, I find it incredibly funny that like they're having this fight. He gets like slashed and taken out. Hotaru does like one punch to like take out 01 or whatever, and he shows up and then he's like they just de-transform and start talking normally. And it's like
yeah,
the guy is behind y'all. Like
yeah.
literally in like they have a conversation and like the dude before they can have their handshake like attacks and it's like, yeah, dude, he was behind you. He did not lose.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Incredible vibes. Again, just in general, this was like a fight heavy episode. It was cool seeing him do the 01 armor as well. I love like some of the fight cinematography for this like last fight with all three of them together. Really especially love the shot of like Hotaru is fighting him and the dude sneaks up behind him and then we get to like zoom out of Kaguya behind him. Like nope. Uh
Yep.
Honestly,
Ah.
like that was just a really fun fight.
Yeah, and it's really funny too, because, like, they are using, like, decade and like all those like decade, and I believe in the next episode we are getting Zio as well too. So it's like they, like, just the amount of legend cards and stuff like that. They're just they're just like spamming, hey, guess what? We could use these old suits and just throwing old suits at you. It's so funny.
Yeah, it's really cool. Talking about that, it's also really cool that they're using the like legend Kemi cards for the intro as well for everyone, so that you're seeing all the writer cards. I think that's cute. But yeah, we have like some sort of like timer that's shown up, and we get to see like the dude like dies, transformed to a rider suit, and they like suck him up. But the big thing is like this timer happens, and like Kaguya immediately senses it and's like, I might have to go, and just like gets ready to like dip. But yeah. So seems like things are gonna be serious next episode. We're gonna see Hotaro transform, it looks like, again.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Gorgeous time is now over. I do love that there's some random scene with him just in a bathtub somewhere, like just like outside. It looks like in the school. That's probably not a great idea.
Yeah, and it's oh man, I keep forgetting the iPad senpai's name.
Oh god, I just remember that the iPad's named Isaac.
We see him and Spanner, and of course he's in his bathtub. It's just,
and I love that we're gonna get like a 4-man rider kick with the Zio clones or whatever.
Yeah, the funniest thing too is that they are using Grand Zio, like Zio 2 and regular Zio, which is really funny to look at.
Yeah,
actually, wait,
fantastic.
Oh no, it's Platinum Gotchard. I thought it was another like legend.
No. One of them is Hotaro, but that's to be expected. It's his show.
Yeah,
he's got to participate.
Because I remember correctly with the cards that I have, I think Zio and Decade are actually the pair. So yeah,
I mean that makes sense, like thematic wise. Oh man, we were talking about Ranger Reject, and before we moved on, I finally understood why, as much as I like some of them, someone was talking about how like, oh yeah, one of the reasons that Power Ranger suits don't feel as cool is just because they don't have a theme, and a lot of the themes for like any of the original suits are just Power Ranger themed. And once I like read that and that like clicked in my head, I'm like, oh yeah, that's why it's always been a little like even when they do cool suits, like I really like the Solar Ranger suits, but the Solar Ranger suits are each literally individually based on like a different Power Ranger because they're based on like their suits from whatever actual season they were from, right? And so it's just like, oh, okay, cool. So those are probably one of my favorite. But it's like looking back, I'm like, yeah, that's what's been missing, the theme.
Yup.
It's just one of those things where like now that I've seen it said, I'm like, oh yeah, this makes 100% total sense. I don't know how I missed this, but before I was like, sometimes I really like the original suits. Like I said, the Solar Ranger specifically, I love those suits so much. But even like the secret like Space Rangers from the comics and stuff, like the suits are like, oh, they look good. But like something's missing, and now it's like now I know, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, now I know. Honestly, speaking about like memories being erased. We got that new episode of Avalon, Night of the Round Table. I want to know why. Since we're just kind of jumping around with everything, just the fact that, when he shows up, he's like, oh, you haven't forgotten about me yet?
Yeah. Actually, yeah. It's really funny when we see we're going from a show where they erase memories every episode to one where it's like you remember all this? Just forget about it. Just forget about it.
I mean, we're gonna see if that's gonna be like some lore reason why he can't be remembered, and this guy can only remember him because of the whole thing with his parents. Again, we talked about the opening, but it's cool seeing like the opening because like almost like a classic homage. I love the transformation sequence for Avalon. I think it's like it looks really classic. I love the fire behind him with like the green screen and stuff, and I love that like he puts his hand up to his face and like pulls down like if he's putting on like the helmet. Yeah, and you hear the little sound effect. You're like, yeah,
the helmet on. Like it is one of the coolest things ever. I love it. Yeah. Oh man. And after that he actually and like the main big things about this episode is that like it's like, okay, no, like fine, I'll just deal with you, and then they get attacked, and then of course he actually takes out his sword this time around.
Yep. It's important. I do love the bit where it's like, I gotta look for this guy, and it's like, hey, we know about the Avalon Knight. What? And it's just the bad guys behind him. Like, yeah, dude. Man, so far, again, most of the things this is doing is like raising questions. I hope they can answer them because, again, there's only 3 more episodes. It's like a short mini series. I hope we get like, if they have plans for more, they obviously don't have to tell us everything, but like the vibes from like these monsters who he's like not taking out because it's not important, but they still attack humans, so now he's going to take them out. The fact that they're, like attacking and like being empathetic and being like, oh, because of you our friend had to die. So like, I'm just so curious about what's going on. And especially with this guy who is a knight, have maybe been here since like medieval times. I'm all questions. The fight was cool though. He took out the sword.
Yeah. And it's kind of cool too because like he like and like when he basically explains like saying it's like why do you keep prying, and it's like he basically is like saying, wait, why do you know about these legends, these King Arthur legends, because there's like a book on the floor. So and then
why are you looking into it? It's like, bro, you said your name, I googled it, and then I looked up a book at the local library. It's that itself is not complicated.
And the funniest thing too is that it's like, man, I thought I could scare you.
Yeah, I thought I wasn't gonna kill you. I do like that. I feel like sometimes what these shows do is like they will use the trope of like miscommunication, but this guy was just able to be like reasonable, be like, hey dude, my parents died from something that looked like your attack. I just want to know the truth. Can you please tell me? And he's like, yeah, sure. That's a reasonable enough ask. Again, the fight choreography is still pretty cool.
And it ends and it ends pretty abruptly after, like, he says, hey, what's your name? Ryuji. Ryuji Tatsumaki. And someone in my Discord when we were watching it was saying was saying something about that, like why it's a clever name, because like
Ryuji's dragon, right?
Or something like that.
Yeah, I know Ryuji's dragon.
Oh man, let me look this up. Ryuji, okay, that's right. Here it is. Ryuji is a good name for a King Arthur analog character for Japan, since Pendragon literally means head dragon, head warrior being derived from drag instead of the Latin Dracul. So Arthur Pendragon, translated directly, is a son of the warrior dragon king.
Okay. Yeah.
So
and then I love the vibe because we've been talking about how like, hey, look, this is like a tokusatsu with very obviously like Western characters. The joke about like, oh, you speak Japanese, which again, the fact that it was spoken by like the little monster guys was incredibly funny. But like they do, like, other than obviously them not being Japanese, they do remind you often by like the fact that like he's speaking like British terms and stuff. Like he's like, oh, you buggers. And stuff while he fought, which that took me off guard. I wasn't ready for him to say that in the middle of a tokusatsu fight.
Yeah, it's cute. Cute.
But I love that he gives this like name, and the dude's like, okay, that's obviously a lie, right? Not only are you giving me a Japanese name I feel like it's obvious you're not Japanese or whatever, but also you're giving me like the punniest like direct name you can. Anyway, cute episode. I like the vibes. Again, I am very curious so far.
Yes, same here. And after that, and talking about lots of lies and deception.
Oh my god.
Freaking Boom Boonger, man.
I love this. Was fun. Anytime I get to see I love that we actually see like the robot suit like cooking the curry, like cutting onions and stuff. I think that's really funny that they're using it for that. But we have a big delivery. I love every time this lady is talking about Bundario. The energy of the Secret Kids Day mission is so fucking funny as well. This feels okay. So the opening now has like almost like a little like a lap thing at the beginning of the thing, and so it's kind of like, oh, lap 1 ended, now we're in lap 2. And I does feel like this is more of like a cool, we're gonna have just like a chill episode doing some, Monster of the Week stuff before we get back to the like combined storyline episodes or whatever. If that makes sense.
Oh man, yeah, it's so much fun. Oh man, yeah, like this episode. Like remember what I was saying? Remember what I was saying last week?
Yeah, you were like,
Take
take two characters and just like roll the dice. Who are we using this week?
Yeah, and we got that with this episode, and it was absolutely perfect. And like the other three, it was like, wait, what are the other three doing? Oh, they had a job they needed to do, and it is the cutest thing because number one, it was I believe it was Golden Week in Japan when they were
Yeah.
for when this was airing. So like they were doing like Children's Day stuff and like basically like cleaning up like a community center or like a school or something like that, and like like just playing with the kids, and it's the most adorable thing for the dudes to do.
Yeah, my favorite bit is that I love that the bad guys this episode are like, lounging around like, I can't believe we lost Mad Rex. Mad Rex is dead. And I think they have like the fucking top of his head or something as like a little gravestone.
Yeah.
But Yarukar's like, guys, we just have to get gas. I love that Yarukar's the one hanging them into gear, especially because like honestly, rip Yarukar the last 2 episodes. Dude just got like squished.
Yeah, just getting all the gasoline spilled out of him. But yeah, like this is just a cute episode with like just all around, like with all the funny things that are going on. It's like this is it's like yeah, Genba would like say, hey, no, don't be careful with that suitcase. If you drop it, it'll explode because it's supposed to be for a new energy source.
Yep.
And everyone's panicking. Everyone is stupid except for Genba. It's so funny. I love it.
I fucking love that when Mira like leaves like her little part-time job thing to go help him, she leaves a little like boon away, like the boon pink sticker.
Yeah.
Like I love that they just have not explained whether like, do people know who the boongers are because they're technically working with the government. But like Mira's just going out there like, yes, I'm Boon Pink. Let me leave my calling card, a little sticker of Boon Pink everywhere. I gotta work on our marketing, guys.
Yeah, it's so good, and like I said, everyone like this is one of those episodes where despite everyone being stupid except for the one person, like it works out because everyone is like panicking because especially our Team Rocket losers. Yeah. It's so
first
much
of
fun.
all, yeah, I love the like koi streamer guy. It's a cool like bad guy suit. Yeah. It's like it's just got cool vibes. The fact that it can make things float also just as part of the thing is like cute. It's thematic. I love how Itasha came back to like pay for some fucking dongo.
Yeah.
Yep.
And not only that, like at the end, and then we actually see what's inside the suitcase. It's like say, and it's like he gets a message. Okay, cool. Yeah, deliveries. Looks like it got delivered, and throws the suitcase, and everyone starts panicking.
It's fantastic. I mean, it makes sense. Like Mira's kind of been like a little bit of a silly character / Decoy character so far. I'm hoping that they do use her for more. I feel like. This is my current like personal theory is that obviously he's setting up a team to go back to the race as a mechanic with Bundaria, like as a mechanic, they're setting up a team. And I feel like basically like the whole job of Mira is going to be she's going to be like their main driver because that's like the thing they kept pointing out at the beginning that like, actually you're pretty good at driving. And they have that like big first race or they have like that big like first time on the track where she, takes out Yarukar, or even when, Chassis was being honest, and every time like we're getting a compliment from Mira, we're complimenting her driving and stuff. And so I feel like if we're doing like a team race thing where we maybe only have one driver, I feel like it's going to end up being Mira.
Yeah. Oh man, yeah.
But
yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what they're gonna do. I mean, like, man, I'm like, there's just. There's just a lot of wacky stuff that happens in this episode. Like I wouldn't say it's filler, but like
it's definitely like a lighthearted. Yeah. We're just kind of getting something in between. Man, if there's something to talk about, the choreography for some of these fights, especially the like untransformed suitcase fight with Genba, with like dodging. He like dodges on someone's back, trips people, throws the suitcase up in the air to like catch it, and then like, oh, you're gonna hit me with the like floating thing. I'm gonna use a bad guy to like block it. He just flies up.
Yeah, like I said, everyone is dumb except me. It's so good.
Not only that, but like he still like plays into it. He's still not letting it fall or anything like that. Yeah. He's still kind of like, but he's like playing it cool. It was one of those things where like obviously, we know that he doesn't have like a real bomb in there, or like things would have been different. But I love like all the little cuts, like he drops the thing and catches it with his foot, and you get to see like the freeze frame of like Itasha and fucking Mira cry like screaming, and them going to like get the monster, and they're like, hey, actually, like seriously, you cannot let that thing hit the ground, like we'll explode. But a koi streamer's gotta fly free, man.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of an airhead. And I love these like super zoomed in like into the faces of the bad guys as they like quote unquote like try to tell them what to do.
Yep. Oh man, but yeah, like yeah, I want to say there isn't much meat to the episode, like like we said.
No,
but, you know, we, like, but the thing is though is that we like if you just give me good character interactions, I wouldn't mind.
No, it was cute. I had a lot of fun watching it. I loved seeing, and we get a little bit of genuineness from Gemba, where he's like, I wanted to see what it's like actually being a delivery man, because I've only been procurement, and I only did like, it's super cute. It's nice. It's wholesome,
Yeah, and like it was light on the other boys, but anytime we did see that, like it was just so cute.
Yep.
Like,
and then we get more versions of the mech with like different parts. So you have like the builder hammer and like the claw, which is cool. We also going back a little bit. I man, the like 7-second like Gemba dual wield fight where he just goes like, here you go, just hold this, hand me your sword. That was also some like super cool fucking choreography,
Yeah,
he just speeds through and he does it. And like I do like that when they like actually fight the monster at the end and everyone comes together, like one of the finishing things we get is like a little combo move from Mira and Genba. I do like using the double wheel things to like propel each other. That's cute. And then again, talking about cute character interactions, at the end, everyone eating the fucking mochi together,
yeah,
and like
fighting over
it, and Joe like fucking stuffing it in his pocket.
Yep. And yeah, it's so cute. Like this definitely was like a good vacation, or week-long vacation episode, because
yeah, and we got another Yaruka race scene, and it was fine. I love that they just did like koi streamer formation, which is basically like, actually I'm just gonna hit him.
Yeah. And the next episode,
I'm excited for this guy. I love his suit. We got a new fucking commander.
Ooh, that's right.
Yeah, we got big thing coming. One, we're gonna get to see the guy who inspired Taya to be a delivery man. So more Taya backstory, which I'm excited for. We get to see the fucking Boone Red plush in the show.
Yeah.
Which is fantastic. I wonder if we're gonna go. We were talking about, I was talking about like, oh, are they like, do people know who they are, kind of thing? Is it like, what are the vibes here? I wonder if this is like literally gonna be like, hey, the Boonjis are really popular. Should we just be selling marketable plushies? Should we just be doing Boon Boonjer like YouTuber merch? But yeah, we got another unidentified flying object, which is a new commander. He is the leader of the Custom Corps, which is really cool. I love the fucking glasses, like goggles on his design. This guy looks awesome. He looks like a nerd, but like a custom nerd. Like, I don't know. I love this guy.
Yeah, I mean, he calls himself the custom, like was it leader of the Custom Corps? So
yeah. So he's all about like the car customization. I love him. He looks fucking awesome. I can't wait to fucking see him, like in action. And it looks like we're gonna get some like some fucking Ranger v Ranger action, because it's got like some little remote controls or something on the top of the head. So people are gonna be fighting each other, which is always, I think, kind of a fun episode. I feel like they do it every once in a while where it's like, oh, people are being controlled, we gotta fight our teammates, so we get to actually see like the suit actors 1v1.
Yup. But oh man, yeah, I can't wait. So like obviously backstory. That's
gonna be the main like juicy thing. But it looks like, as always, we're getting silly. We got a new bad guy who's gonna be like the next guy they're dealing with. I do kind of hope one of the things I'm wondering is if it's going to be like, oh hey, are we actually going to see the fucking race? You know what I mean? Or if it's gonna be something like, episode 49, we won, now they can finally race. The end. I kind of want to see the race. Especially since we've gotten confirmation of like Go Unger is going to be coming back for this, and it's like, are they going to be racers?
Yeah, I saw the thing, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome.
The car Sentai comeback.
Mm-hmm.
So that'll be cool. As always, super excited for next week. I have not been like super let down. I don't know what he is, but the suit for like the auto monster they have also looks really funny. He looks like he might be like a Roomba. It's hard to tell. We only see him in like, or maybe he's like kind of satellite dish. That's what he is.
Man, actually, satellite dish would make sense because of the whole remote control thing that we have going on here.
Yeah, but it looks cool. It's a nice little monster suit. I love how, especially now that you look at him, like you can kind of see where like some of the suits are meant to like detach in case they do that for like the finishers.
Mm-hmm.
So I wonder, he looks like he might have like detachable parts. I'm wondering if he's gonna have one of those like unscrew finishers for him.
I hope so. Like
they're very funny.
One of my favorite things too. Yeah,
they're very funny. Here's the thing: I think if they did it for all of them, it might get old. But if they're spacing them out, it's kind of cool. And it was even cool seeing, you know, like, oh, they did a rusty clock, so they can't unscrew
that
it.
Was I was about to bring that one up because that was so funny.
It's a good bit. I like that they like set up a thing just to subvert it, and especially for something cute like that. I'm excited about seeing more bad guys. So far, all the bad guys we've gotten have been cool. And with that, we will see you next week.
Sure thing.
Later.
Yeah, later.
This program is brought to you by
our unending love of tokusatsu.
If you enjoyed the show, please be sure to like and subscribe.
And hit the bell for notifications. And if you would like to support us further, consider becoming a patron at our Patreon, Half Hour Henshin.
You can get some exclusive benefits, such as your name in the credits and joining our sticker club. Or, if you want to help with a one-time donation,
you can also find us at Ko-fi at Half Hour Henshin. You can email us with any questions or theories at halfhourhenshin@gmail.com or on Twitter at halfhourhenshin.